Welcome to the Abundance Journey, the show that helps spiritual entrepreneurs create an abundance mindset that accelerates revenue. Secretly, everything you experience in your life is actually abundance. Once you understand how to activate abundance, you find yourself in flow with your business and clients, so it's easy to create the revenue you want. The Abundance Journey is the only show that activates abundance for you, so you enjoy rapid results in your business. Here's your host, the Abundance Ambassador, Elaine Starling.
Are you familiar with Oracle cards? You know, Oracle cards are a visually creative and symbolic way to tap into your inner wisdom, your intuition, so you can gain clarity on what's happening in your life. And I got to tell you, every single time I pull an Oracle card, I get exactly the right message. I receive the guidance I'm looking for. It's freaky. And it works. It's amazing how it works. And that's why I am so excited that we get to chat with Katya McEwen today, because she is the founder of My Divine Downloads. But more importantly, she's a disruptor. Absolutely. Katya is a disruptor and a ton of fun. She's so passionate about life. And she defines life as love, impact with integrity, freedom of expression, and evolvement. That is love. Now, in real life, Katya is a certified mindset coach for high achievers who are addicted to the hustle. The challenge that her one-on-one clients typically have, they're just stuck in this loop of never-ending work. And as a result, they sacrifice their freedom, their families, their relationships, their sanity. And Katya is so adept at helping them change all of that while they earn even more money in their business. Now, after researching all kinds of fun ways to help her clients snap out of their mindset issues, Katya discovered the simple and profound impact of Oracle cards. That's why she's also known as a design maven. She is obsessed with helping soulful entrepreneurs and creatives design, print, and sell their own Oracle card decks. She actually helps you take your brilliance and turn it into a really fun Oracle deck that you can use with your own clients. She's this incredibly profound, creative, intuitive spirit who uses the combination of art and AI to heal and disrupt neurological pathways, helping you leverage creative flow, play, and joy to attract soul-led clients and sales. Can you see why I'm so stoked that Katya's in the house? Welcome, Katya.
Well, hello. I'm so excited to be here. And thank you for this marvelous, incredible introduction. Every time somebody introduces me, I'm like, oh, that's me. That's fantastic. I receive all of this abundance of everything that comes in my way. Yes, Oracle cards are absolutely incredible. And everything that you said, everything that you mentioned, and so much more. And when I actually created this beautiful membership, now over 170 members, I did not know where it will go. It's about 15 months now, 14 months right now that it exists. And I literally opened the doors and I said, this is my vision. If anyone wants to join me on my journey, come over. So here we are 14 months later with 170 members. And what I wanted to say is that I never thought that they will be experiencing similar healing journey as I experienced when I used Oracle cards, and not just used, but when I designed my own Oracle deck, right? So Elaine, you said at the beginning that they're always on point. Whenever you pick the card, they always on point. I say, or in my community, we have this say, we say, you can't make this shit up, right?
It is so true. It is so true. And Katya, I'm going to keep you here like all day because I love chatting about this. And I want to make sure that we start with our intention. Our intention is what we want to create together and how we want to feel about it. And I crafted a special intention for this session, and Katya had a chance to review it. And it doesn't sound like Oracle cards at first. And that's deliberate because what we are creating is the outcome that Oracle cards help you create. So this is This is the experience you receive when you leverage this fun and playful tool. And that's super important because my experience of the divine, effervescent joy, just over the top, happy, silly, ridiculous, joyous. And that energy, when you can bring that to the work that you do, and you can actually create your own oracle cards that has your genius embedded in it, all of a sudden you get like a different perspective on what you're doing and how you're collaborating with your clients to enrich their world. So that's why this is so incredibly profound. And I know we could jump into this in a big way, but I'm going to get us to hold the intention. It's super important because what we're actually doing by holding this intention, we are collaborating with the God of your understanding. I have a specific way that I structure the intention. It always starts with in love and light. To me, that's acknowledging that the God of your understanding is present and an active participant in supporting this intention. Then we state our intention, which is where we want to go and how we want to feel as we're doing this. Then we say thank you. And then, of course, I say it is done as a reminder to us that we're done typing. We don't have to type into spiritual GPS anymore. They got it. They're good. Now, the key thing is that we're going to hold that intention in total silence for 78 seconds. And I used to make the mistake of saying, oh, it feels like a really long time. But unfortunately, whatever you say is true for you. So I don't say that anymore. Now I say, it's so fun. It's so easy. It's such a kick. And I do make it fun and easy because what I do, two things. I'll pick 2 or 3 words that are in the intention that just feel very expansive and uplifting and exactly how I want to be. And I just say those over and over and over in my mind. And I just hold that high vibration. The other thing I do is I notice what's happening in my body because our bodies are like this great big antenna. And it picks up all kinds of sensations. We want to notice sensations that are an indication that the energy's starting to move, because that's what we're asking the God of our understanding to do. Help us move the energy over here so that we have this kind of an experience. So you might feel some tingles or a little cool or ripples of heat. Anything like that is just a sign that it's already working. You are that powerful. And of course, we're connecting our energy together. And Katya is this incredible manifest for 14 months. And she's got a huge community already. I mean, who doesn't want a piece of that, right? So all we need to do is align our energies and we get to enjoy this together. Okay, I'm done talking about this. Katya, you ready to play?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Always ready to play.
Excellent. In love and light, we hold the intention that we joyously express our unique divine self through everything we do. So we enjoy serendipitous opportunities, uplifting relationships, and vibrant well-being. Thank you, divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. We give thanks, and so it is. That was really cool. What was your experience like?
It was so cool. And it's almost like I heard the voice. And it was funny because I like my conversation to be very, very natural. I don't prep. And in my head, like, first of all, I got a lot of tingles and everything else, and like a lot of fun things, like almost like fireworks. And then I heard this voice, don't forget to share that stats. It was so funny. So I will share it a little bit later.
That's awesome. I actually, this has not happened before. I saw angels. And I just heard everybody chorusing, yes, 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 yes. And that vibrant well-being, that was where I really honed in on this vibrant well-being. And that's what we're creating. That's what we get to experience and celebrate together. I cannot be happier than to have you here, Katya, because you really get this in a different way. And you understood intuitively, and then you're starting to teach other people how to harness their innate genius and turn it into these 3D oracle cards. Why are you so passionate about this?
My journey been interesting, to say the least, but let's start kind of back at the beginning. About 5-6 years ago, I had this desire, and I truly believe if you get a desire, it's not planted for you if you cannot achieve it. So I got this huge desire of creating my own oracle deck. And I started exploring the options. I connected with artists, I connected with designers, I hired the artist, and we created, I think, 6 cards or 5 cards, a large amount of money, and I never was able to communicate. It wasn't her fault at all. She's brilliant designer, actually artist, brilliant artist. She'd done all hand drawing of those cards. I couldn't communicate my vision. I couldn't clearly state what is it that I want in those cards. I tried again. I also reached out a couple of designers. I got a quote of $10,000 for 55 cards, or between 55 to 60 cards, and only cards, not including booklet, not including the box, not including anything else. That would not include cost of printing of like less than $10,000. And I was almost at the end of my road with that desire. I was like, well, I will need to save that much money and more, probably double of that, if I want to print them and sell them and all of that stuff. So I almost got really defeated, but it never left my head. So I parked this idea and I said, okay, it's the right moment, but it will happen. So fast forward, February 24th, 2022, the war in Ukraine started. I have my family in Ukraine at that time, still have some, and it was completely devastating, and I needed an outlet to distract myself. At the same time, I came across the post on social media of one of my teachers, and I used to work with before coaches, and she was starting to teach AI, artificial intelligence, image generation, and design with it, and all of that stuff. And I'm like, you know what? That's a perfect distraction. So, and I know her, really trust her. So I started exploring AI. And what started happening, first, I got myself distracted. That was a coping mechanism, right? So, yeah, so it was very welcome. And then I said, okay, what can I do with that? So I came up with this idea of creating 55 images of the goddess of protection of Ukraine. The name is Beregina. And I said, okay, I'm going to create those 55 images, and I'm going to sell some of them, and proceeds will be going, and when I'm going to donate right on the ground in Ukraine, so I know the money goes where they need to go. So that's how it started. And as I started, I realized, I can clearly communicate my vision to AI, and I create absolutely amazing imagery with that. I mastered the prompting with AI, and why not try creating the Oracle deck? This is how my first Oracle deck was born. And I created one, then I created 2 more for myself. I created for a couple of other clients, all in 1 month.
Wow.
All in 1 month.
Wow, that's fast.
was a fraction of the cost of, so to speak, $10,000 project cost. And I was like, okay, now I have this in my hands. I know other people who dreaming, if I'm dreaming about that and they're in a similar situation. And I have a business background online as well. And I have sales background from my corporate. So why not incorporate all of that and create something, create a community of soulful entrepreneurs and creatives where I can show them how to do it at the fraction of the cost. And at that time, I didn't even think about the whole healing journey I went through when I was going through the process of creating those images. I did not even connect it that people might experience similar healing journeys in a different whatever is was going on in their lives, right? So yes, I just opened the 23 to my membership, and it started probably with 25 people. They came in a blank, empty space, and my vision. There was one workshop. I invited them all in, and they trusted me. And that's how it started. And now we have over 170 members. I have in-house copywriter. I have in-house another designer who help us. And it evolved in more than just, and when I say just, I don't want to use the word just. It involved more than creating the deck. It involved actually into something where there is so many soulful creatives and entrepreneurs never knew that they can actually create online business. So we're also teaching them business foundations, right? So online business foundation of digital marketing, and all of that stuff, all related to how to promote their oracle cards, how to sell them. We have tons of fun competition, talking about joy and playfulness. This is a big part of it. Part of it is how to stay in your creative flow. And all of us have our own creative flow. All of us have our own strategies. And when we get to tap into creation of cards, but then usage of cards, we actually starting to create, we actually starting tapping into our internal things that we forgot about. I say that we start to remember who we really are.
Oh, yeah.
When we were kids, we were dreaming. Then we were told, don't look out of the window when you're in a classroom because, you're dreaming, you're daydreaming. Stop daydreaming. Dreaming is bad. Go get a real job. Go get it. Nothing wrong with job and careers, but it was stifling creativity. What we do in Oracle Cards Magic, we actually bring in that creativity back. We bring in this exploration of who you are. We have play dates where we just literally play. So, because yes, we're serious about projects, but we also have play dates and creativity. And that stat that was reminded me as I was on this powerful intention. And it was about how introducing play will skyrocket your your ability to learn something new and your productivity. So they done the studies with children, and they found when you introduce the play, children actually remember it 40 times faster than if they would just be sitting in a classroom without the play. So now that stats is for children, but I know it's very similar to adults.
We're all children. We're all children. Absolutely.
Yes. So what we do, we bring our inner child out and we let it play. And we let it play. And when you really align with your creative flow, magic happens in all areas of your life, literally.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. And Katya, I want to point out a few things that you really highlighted here for us. Our intention that we joyously express our unique divine self through everything we do. What did you do? You decided you were going to create an oracle deck. And even if the timing wasn't right, you had to wait for the divine timing. The intention was very clear. You wanted to express love and joy for your country. and for your fellow countrymen, and you wanted to make a difference in their lives, raise money to help them through a difficult period, and at the same time nurture and nourish yourself by taking your focus off the problem and instead putting your focus on how you could be a part of the solution. That was so brilliant. That was absolutely magnificent what you did. And it's no wonder that it led you naturally into this flow, this beautiful creative flow of self-expression and enriching the lives of others. I mean, wow. This is so awesome. Now, I'm going a little bit off on a tangent, and I have to bring us back briefly because this is called the abundance journey, and no two people define abundance the same way. So rather than put words in your mouth, how would you describe the kind of abundance that you're creating with your clients?
Well, to me, abundance is about really serving others without any expectations of return. And this is where the magic is going to happen because you will get it tenfold. When you detach from outcome and when you truly tap into I need, meaning giving without expectation, then everything comes back. But there is a kick and catch because always people, where is the catch? It has to come and align to your soul. Because so many online entrepreneurs specifically chase money. Nothing wrong with money. Money is a tool. Money is energy. Money is amazing. We can do a lot of amazing, absolutely fantastic things with money. But when we deviate from our path, because we think that there is more money one way or another, this is where you are not in alignment. Interesting story. My husband, when I started this journey, and I was actually laid off on March 31st, 2023, I opened my membership April 2nd, 3 days after, right? So, and that was my second layoff in 9 months. This is a dating coach in Match.com. It's actually affected our whole department and many more other departments as well. And when I started doing that, my husband, like, he doesn't understand oracle cards. He knows that I have a lot, and he's like, whatever, just playing cards. But he said, have you done the research? Is there a market demand for cards? And I'm like, yeah. No, I didn't. So, yeah, there is a lot of demand for cards. Well, how do you know? I'm like, you know what, honey, if this is something you want to do, you can research. But I just know that that is something that lightens me up. I absolutely wake up every day and I don't feel like I'm working. I'm playing. So to me, abundance is when things come to you in many expected but more unexpected ways. To me, abundance is when you give something without expectations of return, and that something will return tenfold from the places you never expected. So that's, to me, is abundance, being in joy, being of service, and also being of service of yourself, not only others, because a lot of times we forget and we focus on, especially women, right? So we were raised like that from the little, from when we were very little, we have to take care of others because we are caregivers. And don't forget that includes yourself. What is
So
it that you
true.
can give to yourself that you can stay in that abundance mindset with your cup overflowing so you can give more?
So beautiful. So well said. I love that. And I love that part of what you're doing with these oracle cards is this is a fun, playful way to share your brilliance in a different way. I mean, you've got other ways that you are communicating through other services that you do, public speaking and networking and all the one-on-one coaching clients that you have. And yet that sense of play and fun and profound insight, because oracle cards really guide you inside, right? Now, you work with lots of different people, 170 plus, and you've noticed certain trends that people have. They get to a space where they're kind of stuck, What are you noticing is happening with people, or what point do they get to before they go, wow, I could partner up with Katya and create cool Oracle cards, and that could really open things up in my business? What's going on for them?
Such a great question. And because all people are different, right? So I'll kind of cover different types of soulful entrepreneurs because we are on a different levels and different paths. But let's say we have somebody who is an established online entrepreneur and they are looking for opportunity not only to share their brilliance, they already have, they have a one-on-one clients, they have some established business, but they're looking for opportunity to enhance their programs, or they're looking for opportunity for people to get better results in their programs. So in that case, let's say they have a course or they have a book, they can literally turn their course or book into cards. And now imagine when they turn that into the cards, that their buyers who bought those cards now have it in their palm, either printed or better yet digitally. And I teach how to publish it digitally too. Because guess what? I don't know about you, but I don't leave my house without phone. Unless I forgot it, right? So, but intentionally I don't, because it's my map, it's my office, it's my computer. I can do my business on a go, so I don't live without the phone. And imagine your clients now have that in their palm on a phone as they study, and they can go into the card and they can get reminder of the pillars of the course or whatever that could be, because there is many different ways you can do that. And that also will increase their results. Therefore, you get better testimonials. Therefore, they're going to become your promotional billboard, so to speak, because they will be loving the whole experience. It's introducing playfulness, introducing play. And it's like, if you think about old ways with the flashcards, right? So when you try to remember something, you can turn that into cards, right? So your course and everything else. For other people, what I'm noticing as well, people who know that there is more in this life, but they're not sure what it is. They love Oracle cards and they have this idea, just like I had, they want to design the cards, but they truly believe that they're non-designers and they're non-creative, they're not creatives, and they can't even draw, very well. Very similar to me. I can paint, but I can't draw. And when they start exploring it, the method that I teach, they suddenly understand that, oh my God, I am super creative. I never had an outlet, and never could communicate my vision, just like I couldn't with the artist, right? So, and they suddenly start going through many different healing journeys. And just an example, so one of the members who was my original, I call them OGs, and it was in our world, it's original goddesses and gods.
I love that. I love that.
So one of them, she just joined right from the beginning, trusted my vision. And then in 3 months, she shared something with me. I had no idea. She's an artist too. And she said that she was in a deep depression. And creating the cards helped her to get out of the depression. I'm not claiming anything. I'm not a doctor. I'm just sharing some of the testimonials that people go through. I have one of the members who was hesitating to join, and she was going back and forth because I'm very, accessible. You can talk to me. I'm literally accessible, right? So if you have questions, always ask me. And she was just afraid because she was like, well, I'm not technical. I don't know how to set it up and all of these things. And I'm like, well, try, right? So, and now she created this absolutely amazing deck on grief because that was her journey. And as if she's going through every card, she created the card, and now she's finishing writing story for every card. And I can't wait to get my hands on this deck. First of all, it's absolutely stunning, the imagery. And the story with that and with my own journey with grief right now, it's just, I know that it's so transformational. But
and that's really interesting. I want to interrupt you for just a second because I never would have thought of Oracle card deck about grief. How profound is that? Because there's all these different kinds of journeys that we're on, relationships, business. I mean, our spiritual journey, there's so many different experiences we get to go through as we discover who we truly are, the divine within. And that journey of grief is really profound. Wow. Yeah. That is so cool. That just really opened up my thinking to what's possible. Wow. Very cool.
And you talked about relationship. I have one of the members who actually reconnected with her husband, and they created series of decks. They just digitally published one, but it's a connection because there's different pillars. I don't remember them, but for each deck they have specific pillar that they work on, and it has different activities that couples can do to reconnect.
How fun is that? I love that. And you can have a deck for networking and yes, celebrating the holidays. I mean, there's all different kinds of ways you can slice and dice this information. Now, you mentioned that you went through your own healing journey as you developed your own oracle cards and then wanted to support other people. I've noticed that there's always something inside us that we have to be willing to shift before we can have that external transformation. What do you notice people need to be willing to change internally so they can have that incredible experience and create their oracle cards?
I believe that people need to take that journey at their own terms. There is no one cookie cutter. For some people, solutions, right? So no one cookie cutter solution. For some people, they need to go really, really deep and truthfully look at themselves. And for some people, they need to just let their inner child play and literally just go into design. But the whole system that I introduced in my methods of that, we always start with asking the questions. I actually visualization for them right at the beginning. And my questions are for them to imagine that client buyer who is actually having their deck in their hands and pay attention of the body language of the client and buyer. What do they feel and what do they want? What do you want them to feel when they actually experience in your cards? And to do that, you really need to dig deeper, not just in yourself, but also understanding what is the transformation that your deck is going to provide. It's no different than for you or for those online entrepreneurs or not online to thinking about what is the results of them working with you. So very similar when people are playing with your cards, what is the transformation? What is your intention for their transformation? Mm-hmm. What is the results are going to be? And to do that, you need to, as I said, dig deeper in yourself. You need to understand how do you work best. And to do that, you need to get into your creative flow. So no matter what experiences and healing journeys my members have and my clients have, they need to get into their creative flow. So to answer your question, this long way answer, what I truly believe is that when you find your creative flow, when you stay in your creative flow, you have direct connection with divine or God of your choice. You have direct connection. And that's what will guide you to create that transformational deck. We all were born creative. We were all born that with that open mind that we can achieve anything we want. So if there is something that was downloaded to you that you want to experience, or maybe right now, as I was giving you some examples, you're like, oh, that's so interesting. I can do that and I can do that. I would really encourage you to play with that. Whatever way you want to do that. You don't have to contact me. You don't have to look up on anything that I have. If you do, absolutely, I'm grateful you do. But I want to encourage you, play with it. Play with this idea and don't just don't just put your business hat like my husband did to go and see if there is a demand for this particular topic. What I know is that there's many courses on how to create oracle cards.
Yeah.
But there is so many people who drawn to me, and there is so many other people who drawn to others, and it's totally fine because we have abundance of clients for everyone. So if you have any idea, my advice to play, get into your creative flow and just experiment with that. Just really experiment with that, but do it without the attachments to outcomes.
I love that. I love that. Katya, what you're saying is so profound. And you were saying, look, we're all creative. And I totally agree with you. Look at all the stories we make up in our lives about what's happening and what it means. And, and so why not take a look at the situations that your clients, that your friends, that your life is bringing to you, and allow yourself to be guided to identify some of the different cards that you might share, some of the different messages that are coming through you, because there's always a message. Every single moment is designed to be a blessing for you. And it's up to you to figure out what the blessing is. That's one of the reasons why I love oracle cards so much. So could you give us, I know you just said, be playful about this. If we were going to take just one little baby step towards coming up with some ideas for an oracle deck, for example, just to be more playful in our business, even if we don't create an oracle deck, just to be more playful, what would be an example of something that we could do that would get us in that space and get us going in the right direction?
Absolutely. One thing I want to say is think about maybe a challenge in your life that you experience, and think about what would you want, and now that you pass that, what would you wish you knew when you were in the thick and thin of that? And literally write down maybe 5 profound messages that you would share with somebody who is in that similar situation. So here is the start of your deck.
That's great.
And you can even think about, okay, I was on this in point A, and my transformation is point Z. And then I had B, C, D, E, F, whatever it is. You don't need to go that far because you said one step, right? So, but just think from point A to point C. What made the difference? What advice would you give them? And write 5 messages, and that's your 5 cards. So that's one way. However, another way, because I don't believe in cookie cutter solutions. Another way is if you can go and just play with image generation with AI. You can try, I'm just trying to think, what is the free Blue Willow, I think is still free. There's a couple of other free ones you can explore. I teach Midjourney because I'm Midjourney whisperer, I've been called. All right. So, but there's many other ones, right? So even DALL-E 3, if you have ChatGPT paid version, and literally think about, so here's your like there is something that if you're very visual, you'll have this vision in your head and just describe it and let AI generate that image for you. I know that many of my members will always remember when they generated that first image, they took out of their head and could clearly see. And that experience you will remember forever. I remember when I created the first image, which I started using Midjourney when it was very, very basic generations, wasn't as easy to do the like great images, but I still remember that image. When I finally created this first image of Beriginia, of this goddess of protection, I still have it. I still sell it for, fundraising. And I was like, wow, if I could create that, I can create anything pretty much. This is something that was in my head. And I typed the words, what I wanted, and it created the image. So that's the other way. Just go and play with AI, right? So go and play with that and see what it will create. Another way, actually, another free AI, you can play with Canva. Canva has AI in that as well. It has image generation. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's a Canva Pro. It could be. But it does have AI image generation. You can try it with Canva as well.
I love what you're saying, because I know for me and several of my friends who use Oracle cards, they don't want to read what's in the deck. They just want to look at the image and get a message from the image. And so what you're saying is really, really powerful, because we can use AI to create the image of the words that we're describing. But then when we see the image actually can inform us of the message that goes with that card. It's not necessarily the words that we use that is the message. The message is deeper. That's pretty incredible.
And the message will be different for different person.
Sure.
There's always intention, but we will interpret those cards based on what's inside of us. And that's why I'm very similar. Some of the decks I like to go and refer to the books when I'm reading them or learning them. Talking about new Rebecca Campbell deck I just got this week. So I've been exploring it, and I would go in a book and I would check, but I normally don't. I just look at the image and I'm like, okay, this was my intention. I have a certain way I do my spreads. And so what does it mean to me? And that is the most powerful thing. Card is card. What does it mean to you?
Yeah. Wow. 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 I could keep you here all day, Katya. This is amazing. And you have incredibly generously offered a really wonderful free gift to the audience. Could you share with us a little bit about the gift?
Yeah. So when I opened the doors to the memberships, just before that, month or so before that, I created a very comprehensive guide, and it's called Oracle Image Magic. So everything about my stuff is magic. And it is a comprehensive guide where it actually shows you step by step, also including workbook on creating your deck. It includes prompt, how to write the prompt. I give you formula or framework of the prompt. It includes my framework on how and like what I was talking about. How do you want your clients to feel? So you can find those keywords. You can use them in your images. It gives you an idea how to keep your images cohesive so they look like they're from the same deck, and we didn't take them from other decks as well. Some suggestions on printing and other stuff. But what's more, when you download this guide, it actually looks like an expensive magazine, and it's interactive. And I wanted it to be this way. So many of my coaches were telling me, sell it, don't give it free. It's too good to give free. And I said, no. I want my people to experience the magic of creating Oracle cards, even if they never join any of my programs. I want you to have that just by using the guide. Could I fit everything in the guide? No. But it's enough of basic information for you that you can follow, and you can actually create your own deck if you follow that.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I can't wait to download a copy. That is so exciting. And of course, the link is going to be in the show notes. Wow. Katya, you always over deliver. I mean, every single time. You are one of the most generous and thoughtful and compassionate people on the planet. And I'm so honored and grateful that you could join us today. Now, one of the things that we always do here on the Abundance Journey show, we always turn the tables on our guests, because we know that when we give is when we truly receive the most. So what is something that we can do to support you?
Well, if you always wanted to create the decks, right? So come and join, right? So it's month by month membership. It's an incredible community. I couldn't ask for more of my vision and what it turned to. It's probably 100 folds of what I even imagined. When recently I had tragedy in the family, I had a tragic death of my brother, and I had to step back for almost a month. My community stepped up. Community of members who were supporting each other, my team and everything else, so I can start my grieving journey. And it was so eye-opening on so many levels. I was sitting in disbelief, like really reflecting in disbelief, and I'm like, wow, I could step back. I still have my consistent income because that's important, especially if you're going through challenges. And my community wraps their arms around everyone, not just my team, but everyone in the community as well. So to me, come and join us. Come and see what we are about. And that's what I would say. That's how you can support me. Another way you can support me is by simply following me on Facebook and commenting, because that doesn't cost anything. But if you resonate with something authentically and truthfully, that helps me to get my message to more people. Comment, share, come and join us. That's how I would say. Yeah.
Wow, Katya, you shared so much today. There was so much brilliance in what you said. I have 2 pages of notes, and I'm going to have to pick just one thing to do the Activate Abundance segment around. And I'm scratching my head at the moment. It's going to take me a minute to decide which one. I'm clearly going to have you back again because this was just so good. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me. Just another thing I wanted to quickly mention, when you sign up for the free gift, you also will get emails, and in each email, I give you another gift. So you get more training, more videos, so you can actually explore. Because sometimes when you download book and workbook and guide, you have questions. So I got those questions answered in emails as well. So you will get this whole journey. And as I said, with all of that together, you will be able to create the oracle cards or start creating images. And another way you can give back to me, share those images with me, because I love getting replies from people like, this is my first image. Oh my God, with this prompt, I was able to do this. That's what really makes my heart thin, because I know I'm creating that legacy, and that's what it is about. So thank you for having me here. It was absolutely pleasure. Thank you so much.
It's that ripple effect, right? It just goes out and you don't know where it's going to go. And you don't know how people are going to experience it. Just like pulling an oracle card, each person has their own unique take on what that means for them based on where they are and what they're dealing with and what their intention is. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Katya. So many riches in this conversation. Stick around. We're going to activate abundance in just a minute. Hi, it's Elaine Starling, the Abundance Ambassador, and I know since you're listening to this show or watching this show, The Abundance Journey, you really want to experience more abundance in your life. Well, that's why I wrote the book, 5 Steps to Activate Your Abundance. It's available for sale right now from Amazon, from barnesandnoble.com, and many international sellers. And I want you to pick up a copy because I'm really opening the kimono here and sharing all of the information you need to experience abundance in every single aspect of your life. The book's divided into 3 parts. Part 1 is called Meeting the Divine. This is where I share my near-death experience and the conversation I got to have with our higher power during my stroke. In Part 2, Messages from the Divine, I share the best practices that I was given, the secret sauce in how life actually works. And so you understand really why you're here and how you can make the most of your life so you love every single moment. And then in the Part 3 is Partnering with the Divine. That's where I go into each of the 5 steps to activate your abundance and explain exactly why it works so well. So take a moment to pick up a copy. It's available as an ebook, a paperback book, an audiobook, and a video course. So however you like to absorb information, abundance is waiting for you. Isn't Katya amazing? I love her energy. I love her insights. I love her perspective on life because obviously she's a very consummate professional. She knows how to create a business online and she loves teaching other people how to do it. And adding that sense of play really differentiates Katya from most other people out there. Step one is always gratitude, that we can connect our energy to Katya's and we can gain insight on everything we want to experience in our lives based on what she's up to. Wow, very cool. Really grateful that we got to chat with Katya today. Step two is to acknowledge something you heard that was kind of an aha for you. And I'm so glad Katya shared that stat with us about how play increases retention of information and productivity. Who doesn't need that? We all need that. In fact, it's one of the things that our clients and our community wants from us. Is they want more access to the information. They want to be able to own the information faster and embody the information faster. So when you make it playful, how cool is that? Step three, appreciate the difference it can make in your life. Well, you know what? I've got my new book, 5 Steps to Activate Your Abundance. And when she said you can take your book or you can take your course and you can turn it into oracle cards, the wheels started turning, I'm like, wow, really? Because part of what I love about this journey is, yes, I'm sharing the information that I receive from the divine with everyone else. And at the same time, I'm getting deeper, richer understanding of the information myself. And by creating oracle cards, it gives me like a separate 3D perspective on the brilliance that's coming through from the divine. How cool is that? It's a twofer. Everybody who uses the oracle cards wins, and I win because I have created oracle cards. Wow, super excited about that. I really am. Step 4 is to activate abundance. We've got 3 different ways we can do that. Grab a calendar, schedule time to do it. Like maybe you sign up for doing Katya's course, or maybe you decide you're going to create oracle cards and you schedule time on your calendar to play around with an AI image generator to see what you come up with. That's really cool. Journaling is also under this category. The second thing you can do is create a physical trigger, like crossing your fingers or tugging on your earlobe as a reminder of how you want to show up. I want to be playful. I want to be joyous. I want to be loving. I want to be filled with wonder and excitement and delight in every conversation. Yeah, sign me up, baby. The third way we can activate abundance is declare it to someone else. It really helps if you've got an accountability buddy who kind of monitors what you're up to, and they can call you on it when you're not in that joyful frame of mind. It's fine wherever you are, and just so you know, this is what you're radiating right now. Be where you are. It's really important to own what you feel. Like Katya said, there are times when you're dealing with profound grief. Grief is a signature of love. It is a sign that you love deeply and you care immeasurably. It is worth honoring that love. Be there. Be where you are. Breathe into it. Love it. And it comes back to you tenfold in ways you could never imagine. Step 5, celebrate your progress. This is what it looks like when it's working. Everything is unfolding beautifully, perfectly for you. You have unlimited possibilities. You have this endless buffet of abundance. And you get to indulge in whatever you like. And every single thing you pick radiates out to everyone else you know and everyone else you work with, uplifting them the same time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time for the Abundance Journey.
You've been listening to the Abundance Journey Show with Elaine Starling. Visit theabundancejourney.com/podcast gifts to access today's gift, as well as gifts from our other guests. Tune in every week to activate abundance in your life and business. If something resonated with you, please share it with your friends so they can benefit too. Keep activating abundance, and we'll see you in the next episode.